It's been 7 years since we've seen Ddog, and hi, I'm Ddog, this is Teacher Reacts. My class where I play music videos, also right on my channel, and screw the intro, I'm done with it. We're gonna go ahead and hop in. You can like, comment, subscribe, and all that shit. I'm way too excited for this sort of thing. They dropped this on my birthday, by the way. I just wasn't able to get to it, and I have no idea what's going to happen. We'll have a lot to talk about in the second listen through. God, fucking the nostalgia. His voice. He was like the ultimate bias of mine for the longest time. He was the main guy when it came to K-pop. He still technically is. It's just been so long. I have so many posters in my room of him. Anyway, I gotta listen. As with most of the rap stuff, I don't usually talk that much during the song because we're going to be looking at the actual lyrics. I knew there was going to be a fucking G to the D there. Every time he comes back, there's always that. And I could be wrong. This is his first comeback since leaving YG. I will say, instrumental wise, there's not been anything happening now, has there? God, I love his fucking inflections. They're so good. That's the big thing about Ddog. There's a lot of play on stuff that you can't really get when you're an English speaker, because there's a lot of, I know his flows are fucking real good, not only in English, but like in Korean. Because I know that he'll go between, oh God, the way he said "way" was great. I know, like, he'll go between like modern Korean and traditional Korean every now and then. I feel like that's happening here as well. Damn. That was very quick. How long was that? Like 2.5? That was barely even 2.5 minutes. Now that's the only thing there's gonna be a slight bit of criticism here. Look, I can have the utmost respect and I have the utmost love for Ddog, and he is one of the reasons that like I ever got into, actually he is the reason I got into K-pop. When I first saw Fantastic Baby by Big Bang and I saw him with his fucking long hair and I was just like, who is this man? And then I went on that whole journey of K-pop. You can learn about that on my Flashback Friday stuff. I've talked about that before. He is one of those people, kind of like Taemin and Shiny, where they hold a special place in my heart when it comes to K-pop. And there's a reason why he's so fucking good at what he does. But just like with Taemin when I did every Taemin song ever, or with Big Bang when I did every Big Bang song ever, I'm not gonna always like every single song by them, and sometimes I will critique different parts of it. Now, there are good things and there are slight bad things with this song. Good things, you can call it a return to form, where like this sounds very Ddog. It sounds very his flow. If you compare it to his other songs in his discography, it sounds very more of his hip-hop stuff than his pop stuff, if that makes sense, because he does have two very different versions of him every now and then, where he has his hip-hop and he has his pop. And I kind of figured we were gonna go into this very hip-hop rap side of him, because the last time we heard from him 7 years ago, I believe, was Untitled, which was in his self-titled album. I think it was the album that's his name, Jeong. So I knew we were gonna get something very different than that ballad that we got from there. I don't remember if there was another music video. I know he released Bullshit as a song, but I don't remember if there was a music video to it or if it was just like an audio or a lyric or whatever. Anyway, so we can call this a return to form, as in a return to the rap styling of him, and it's very much him. Now, there is a critique here The instrumental is the same, the entire thing throughout this entire song. It's very repetitive. Is it meant to be very repetitive? Yeah, it's a beat for him to rap over, right? And plus you have like the singing lyrics that are gonna break up things, as you just heard a second ago. It's also extremely short, which is, you know, not a thing that is a G-Dragon problem. That's a thing that's just a problem in K-pop in general. It is hard to get a K-pop song to go past 3 minutes nowadays, which is just the power that TikTok has over the pop industry nowadays. Like I've had that spiel before, right? Once TikTok blew up, we got to very shorter sort of songs. It very much started right before TikTok with Old Town Road in America. I know when that released, that's when songs started to become super short. Like you had your hook and that was it. The hook here is, you know, the repeated power over and over again. And obviously, like he's gonna come back with a, hey, I'm fucking G-Dragon. I'm the king of this shit. I know what I'm doing. Hello again, it is me. Like that is kind of his, what's the word, forte in this round. That's his thing that he's doing this song. Now I believe, unless I'm wrong, this is technically a pre-release because the album hasn't come out yet, and there might be another music video that comes out with the album, if I had to assume, which I'm not going to always assume, but if I was going to assume, he'll probably bring something like that. So like a minor criticism is that the instrumental is kind of not complex at all. It's just a beat, but maybe it's supposed, does it build on itself at all? Like that is the question. Like if we start from the beginning, like you have this, and then towards the end, it's the exact same thing. Like, I mean, besides that ending thing, I'm talking about like right here. So it doesn't build that all, which is kind of a bit annoying because you want at least some sort of arc that's happening. This song doesn't really have. Does it have a bridge? No? Not really. It doesn't. There's no bridge. I'm checking. There isn't. And so like, do I still like the song? Yeah, it's a fucking jam. It's very catchy. It's very fun to say. I literally am going to have that power in my head the entire day today. But is it something where I think it's not my version of his songs that I enjoy? That sounds weird. It's not my. He has different subsets of songs that he does, and this falls into the ones that I probably would listen to once or twice, but I wouldn't really listen to. Like, for example, there's that other song that he did where he had the very big fluffy hair a long time ago. I think it's called Go. That's a song I heard like once or twice, and then I just never heard. I was like, yeah, this is catchy, it's a good song, but then I never really listened to it because it wasn't my jam. I enjoy the Crookeds. I enjoy the Heartbreaker. I enjoy One of a Kind's really good too. Man, I need to go back and listen to that album. And there's lots of other stuff, like there's Who You, there's a bunch of songs of his that I enjoy. I've done a couple on Flashback Friday. I might do some more on Flashback Friday coming up soon. So yes, this is a great return to him. It's a great way to hit that thing, but also this sound hasn't really evolved from the first iteration of G-Dragon, or at least from the last time we heard him. So it's going to be interesting to see a different song of his that isn't this, because this sounds just like G-Dragon from before, which is a good thing when it comes to nostalgia, but a bad thing when it comes to evolving as an artist. So like, there's a recent release of an American artist recently that was, what was it? Lady Gaga. She just released Disease, and a lot of people are saying it's a return to form to her Monster days, which I agree. It does sound very much like Monster, but it does also sound kind of new. It has that same, it's not super electronic like back then in Monster and the Bad Romance from that era, but it has more of her, like, you know, formal vocal shit that she does. And so that's what am I trying to say? That's an example of an artist returning to form but also changing their sound, returning to form but also evolving, I guess that's the word I'm saying of. So I kind of want to see him evolve as an artist and do something more, even though I recognize this is still a great 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 song. It really is. I enjoy it very much. I just, as someone who's been following his career for a long time, and has heard almost every one of his songs, I enjoy it for nostalgia, but I want more, as in I want something different. I want something more complex than this. I crave complexity, and in an instrumental that does the same thing throughout the entirety of the song, it's not my cup of tea, I guess is the way I'm saying it. Am I disappointed? No. I'm not disappointed. It's fucking G-Dragon, dude. He's fucking good. But like, in the end, there's gonna be, I'm looking forward to see what his full album's gonna be, and I'm sure I'm going to listen to that full album as well, because I know that that's gonna be on my list for the album to go through an album listening party of. And it's fucking G-Dragon. He was literally my first crush. He was the person that made me have like an awakening of like, oh god, I might be bi. Like, he was the dude that I like idol. He was the K-pop idol for me, if that makes sense. He was the idol. So therefore, I'm gonna be interested to see what he comes next up. I'm gonna upload this today. This is currently Saturday. It's the 2nd of November. I'm sorry that I didn't get this up on the day it came out. Like I said, it was my birthday, so I had birthday shenanigans coming out. We're doing outro time, by the way. And the day after that, I had family matters to attend to, and then I had school, and then it piled up to where I had to push it to today, unfortunately. Kind of wish it got, I wish K-pop would release, they're never gonna do it, but I wish they would release on a weekend, so that way I could be there when it actually releases. It's the curse of being a teacher. Now, and I have to go to bed at fucking 9:30 at night, instead of staying up till 2 a.m. like when I was a child. Okay, hi G-Dragon. I will see you all next time. I will see him whenever he releases his next thing. God, he's adorable.